to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl. Today I'm going to be working on planting some microgreens. I have been wanting to plant microgreens for quite a while and I just couldn't seem to get around to doing it, but now I'm doing it. I'm anxious to be planting something, so I decided I would do microgreens. To start with the microgreens, I ended up getting a tray. This one is a tray that has drainage holes in it. And then underneath it, I just have a regular, kind of a shorter tray. And this is what I'm going to be using to put the water into. And there are little divots in this tray so that it won't be totally sitting in water. So once it has soaked, the dirt has soaked up the water, then I will not have to worry about it sitting in water. If I find that there's still a little too much water, what I'll do is I'll move this tray into another tray that doesn't have water into it, and then I'll just keep switching it back and forth once that's how I've decided I want to manage my water, so that my dirt isn't sitting in standing water. So now I'm going to be adding 2 inches of dirt into the bottom of this tray, and I have some potting soil. I'm trying to use something that doesn't have a lot of perlite in it. So this is just ready to use potting soil that I have, and it is definitely dry. So I'm just going to pour the potting soil in here. I'm also going to remove any big chunks of wood or anything in this mix, because you definitely you want it to be a fine mix. So I'm just going to see what I've got here as far as how much I have in here. I'm just breaking up some of the clumps in it as well. And then I'm going to remove like any thick chunks of wood. I'm going to pick those out. If it doesn't break up, then I am removing it, because I just want the seeds that I'm planting to have the best start. There's a big chunk of wood. I don't want that in there. And then what I'm going to do is pour some water into the bottom of this and let that soak up, and then we are going to plant some seeds. Okay, so I have my dirt ready. I have it in my tray, and I did do a fine mist with just a spray on the top, and I just misted the top, but I also have water so that it is bottom feeding the water into the soil from the bottom as well. I'm going to be trying a little bit of an experiment, and I'm going to be planting 3 different types of microgreens in this one tray. And I'm just basically going to be splitting it up into 3 sections. And my 3 types of microgreens I'm going to be planting. I'm going to have sunflowers in this section, peas in this section, and kohlrabi in this section here. Now these are the sunflowers, and I was reading up on sunflowers, and here on the package it says sunflower microgreens have a surprising taste that's reminiscent of carrots. They not only contain 20 to 25% of protein, they are also packed with nutrients of vitamin A, B, C, and D. And then in the description, because I got my seeds from West Coast Seeds, and I have a West Coast Seed gardening guide, and in here it says that these are big and succulent like bean sprouts, but with a large pair of seed leaves and a flavor reminiscent of carrots. Add some of these organic sunflower microgreens into a salad or a sandwich, or serve as a refreshing and nutritious side dish. My other one, which was the peas, for the peas, it says these pea shoots are crisp and delicious. They can contain vitamins A and C, folic acid, iron, magnesium, niacin, phosphorus, and potassium. Then in my book, it says they are fast and easy to grow. Pea shoots contain 7 times more vitamin C than blueberries, 8 times the folic acid of bean sprouts, and 4 times more vitamin A than tomatoes. And then my last one is the kohlrabi, and it says here that they are fast and easy to grow. The flavor is mild, and the crisp texture adds an appealing crunch to salads and sandwiches. They contain the cancer-fighting compound sulforaphane. I think I said that right. And then in the book, the kohlrabi microgreens have a bright color and mild flavor, pairing well with other microgreens. They are high in vitamins A, B, C, E, and K, as well as calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, carotene, amino acids, and protein. So I should be super healthy after I plant these and eat these in my salads, or put them into my sandwiches, or use them as a side dish. So in this section here, I am going to do sunflowers. And it is basically saying to sprinkle seeds evenly about a ½ inch apart, and insert the seeds until they are just covered. I'm going to be planting the sunflower seeds, and it says about ½ inch apart. So hopefully I can do this without just going to drop a few here and there. And then I will kind of push them into the ground, or into the soil a little bit. I'm just gonna, I've never grown microgreens before, so I'm super excited about doing this. I'll put a couple more in. Might be my new thing. Okay, now I'll just push them into the soil a bit. Yeah, so the soil still hasn't really soaked up from the bottom, just the top is damp. So once this soil soaks up from the bottom, and I'll just let this sit in this water until the rest of the soil has a lot more moisture to it. And I think that's good. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the peas. And I bought like pea shoots from the store, so I already know I like pea shoots. So we will do the same. Oh, these are way easier to handle. So I'm just gonna sort these through, drop them along. And then I'll push them down into the soil as well. I'll split them up so they're not quite so close together. I think I bought these microgreens in the summer with full intentions of doing this throughout the winter, and I'm just now getting around to it. I mean, soon I'm going to be starting seeds in the house as well, pretty quick. It's almost that time. Okay, let's get a few more in here. See some empty spots. I think that should be good. For now, I'll push those down. We have been eating quite a few salads. I'm not really much of a sandwich person. I try not to eat very much bread. But I mean, I could do a wrap too. I like having wraps, and I could definitely put these into some of my wraps, but definitely have them in my salad is something I'm really looking forward to doing. I used to buy alfalfa sprouts, but I would buy them in the store. So doing this excites me a heck of a lot more than having to go, and especially now with the prices of food, I can just imagine that shoots have gone up in price as well. Okay, last is the kohlrabi, and the seeds are, oh, I've got some pea seeds way over here. How that happened, I have no idea, but I'll push those ones in also. So the kohlrabi is quite fine, and with it, I'm just going to shake it over the top. And I mean, I can't even see where the kohlrabi seeds are, but I think I've got it pretty. And then I'm going to take a handful of this potting soil, and I'm just going to sprinkle it lightly over top. I'm not going to put like a ton over it because I don't want it, I just need it lightly covered. Okay. Next, I am going to be putting a dome on this, and I already have one here. So there's my dome. So then the next thing what I want to be doing with this is I'm going to be putting it under some grow lights, which I have my grow lights set up. I have them on a timer, so the lights will be coming on at 5 in the morning, and then they will be going out at 9 p.m. So that's quite a bit of time to be having them under the lights. So we'll go and take a look and see what that looks like over on the other side of my basement. I thought I could carry this over without any water falling out, and clearly that was not happening. I think I've made more mess trying to carry this over than I would like to admit. Okay, so here we have our microgreens are all set up. I got them under the lights. We have a timer on them, and I'm just gonna keep this soaking in water for probably a couple of hours because it's going to take a little while to bottom water and have it soak up into the dirt. So we will definitely be coming back and checking out the greens and see how they're doing. On the front of the package, it was saying that you could have greens in a matter of 2 weeks. And then once I see them sprouting up, then I will take the cover off and just let the light be on it. I was going to try and have it up on my top shelf, which was a lot closer to the light, but it was too close and I couldn't get, and I think that's why I ended up with more water on the floor than I was intentionally planning on having, because it wouldn't fit underneath being closer up. So I had to go to the next rung down, and it's not as close, but having these lights right over top of this tray, then at least then the microgreens will grow straight up towards the light. They won't be bending and being leggy, trying to grow towards the light that's, you know, on the ceiling instead. But definitely looking forward to having these microgreens that are crunchy, flavorful, and packed full of nutrients is double thumbs up in my books. So we will come back again and I will show you the microgreens as they are growing. I will definitely wait until I see some of them sprouting, and then I will bring you back and show you. So that's all there is really to growing the microgreens. I'm really looking forward to having some fresh greens in the winter time. And I'll also be coming back at another time too, probably within the next few days, those vegetables or herbs again. Just have my reasons of why I will be planting what I'm planting and why I won't be planting what I'm planting. So looking forward to doing that video too. But thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.